Hi everyone. This is Ward Heine, creator of Dark Holler, um, with an exciting announcement, and I'll just get that out of the way up front. Um, Episode 2 is going to premiere Friday at 5 p.m. on YouTube. And I believe that the way premieres work, again, I don't know that much about YouTube, but I think the way that it works is that you can chat and stuff, and I'll be there responding to comments, I suppose, and that kind of thing. So, premieres Friday, 5 p.m. So that one's coming to YouTube Friday. Um, I also wanted to address sort of uh, some of the comments. They really break down into like I think about three general comments that are critical. I mean, and again, I really appreciate everyone's all the positive feedback is is great. Um, if you like this stuff and find it helpful, um, I would sharing it would be fantastic. Now, uh, the first sort of general criticism is why are you charging money for more episodes? And I think I've answered this a couple of times, but number one, because I want to do more of it. And if you want to do more of a thing, there's a limited amount of the thing that you can do at a loss until you can't do it anymore. Um, there's a limited amount of the thing that you can do at a loss until you cannot do it anymore. So um, I want to continue to do it. So this is one mechanism by which I can do the next story. Um, Also, I'm not really interested in being a YouTube personality. I'm not super interested in like being a guy. I don't so much want to be someone as I want to make something. So my the best way that I can communicate this very complex story that developed over time, particularly as we experienced it, like experientially, it developed over time as we went and found out these things and shot and had things happen to us. The best way that I can tell that story is in the project that I made, in the series of 5 episodes that I made. That's the best way that I can communicate that. I'm not super interested in like telling you the thing with my big dumb face here to talk to you. That's not what I'm interested in doing. I choose to communicate the way that I do by the art form of documentary filmmaking. So I choose to communicate the way that I do by in the art form of documentary filmmaking for a reason. So um, that's sort of what I would say to the general criticism of like why are you charging. That's what I would say to the general criticism of why are you charging us money. Um, so that said, eventually, I I am experimenting with and trying to determine an effective way to bring all of the episodes to YouTube eventually. I don't know how long that's going to take. We're going to see what episode 2 does. Um, I, yeah. So I can't promise whether, you know, that'll be 3 months from now, 6 months from now. I don't know. Again, I'm not super interested in like building my YouTube audience beyond just getting the show out. Right? The show is the way that I want to communicate, not like really have a big YouTube presence. It's just all right. So the second sort of category of comment that I want to address has to do with um, like everything in the first episode could be explained by drugs and detoxing and stuff, um, which is sort of tied into also this is anticlimactic or it doesn't look like the paranormal shows that we're used to watching on YouTube where guys are screaming at walls and getting EVPs back and um, like super reacting to every little thing. Um, yeah, that it doesn't. It's not that. This is not Ghost Hunters. It's not. You know. I've got nothing in common with Zach Baggins. Nor do I want to do that. That's not the thing that we're doing. I will say that I think you'll see in episode 2, and then going further, just gets weirder with each episode. The stuff that starts to happen, the drug thing is not. You're welcome to believe that. I don't think that, given what we experienced and what's in the rest of the series, that is an adequate explanation for any of that. So, granted, this, what you've seen is the first episode, and there are 5 of them, and it gets weird. So, a lot of the weirdness surrounds like synchromysticism and, like, I guess you would call I don't know, weird phenomena. We're not ghost hunting. So if you're looking for ghost hunting, not what we're doing. I think we've stumbled upon something much stranger than that. So that was kind of the second general group of comments. Oh, I also want to say that when you look at paranormal or spiritual phenomena, and you look at, say, drug use or chemical physical phenomena, and if in your mind you draw a sharp distinction and divorce those two things, you are thinking about the world in a way, that it, like, that worldview is passing away, and that's called materialism. And I think everyone from many different faiths and spiritual backgrounds is abandoning materialism pretty quickly. I think that, and I will link, the guys at Sword and Staff are going to do a podcast on this very subject soon that I'll be able to just link in comments. But humans are not just chemical. Humans are not just physical. And of course, if you choose to believe that at the outset, then you'll dismiss all of any other data that doesn't fit with that model, and then you could just say, well, this is all material, because you assume that to be true. That's one of your presuppositions. I don't believe that, and I don't think a lot of people genuinely believe that, because materialism has a bunch of untenable implicit conclusions tied up in it, that, like, lack of free will, lack of your identity is illusory, these kinds of things. So man is not just physical, but he is inescapably physical as part of him. So I would say that your physicality, your hands, as it were. I'm taking this directly from Josh, the pastor in the show. Your hands, your heart, and your mind are all affected in everything that you do. And so if you physically are taking drugs, it's going to affect your mind, it's going to affect your heart, your spirit. These things are all of a piece. You can't separate them. So yeah. And then the third category of comment, I can't recall. So this will be the end of this video. And yeah, stick around for Friday at 5 p.m. Episode 2 will drop here on YouTube. I put the links in the description, and I'll put a thingy up on the top to go buy the full series if you're interested in watching that. It's in 4K and ad-free, purchased there. The 5th episode will drop there on Vimeo on Halloween. So I think midnight Halloween. So 12 a.m. the day before Halloween. So everyone that buys or rents should have access to that as soon as it goes live there. And then also the whole series is available via Lore, which is like a new startup streaming service. They're currently in beta, and while they remain in beta, I think it's free. So if you don't want to pay for it on Vimeo or wait for it to appear here, that's always an option too. So, cool. Well, thanks everybody for watching. If you like the stuff, um, you know, share it. That would be super helpful. Yeah. All right.